Hello, this is a video review of a new watch I've recently bought, the Rolex Explorer 2 in this dial, which is the white dial, the Polar as it's known. And before I talk about my experience with the watch so far, which I've had for about 4 weeks, I want to briefly talk about the history of this particular model and its features. Now, the Rolex Explorer 2, it was released in 1971 and was the natural heir to the Rolex Explorer, the first Explorer, which is obviously famed for the first ascent of Everest. I've done a review of that. I own that particular watch as well, which is also a great Rolex piece. Now, the Rolex Explorer 2 was described by Rolex as a robust, highly refined tool, and according to Rolex, swiftly became the watch choice of explorers, whether that be polar explorers or jungle explorers. And this was down to specifically design features such as the bezel and the really good, exceptional legibility of the dial. Now, as with all modern Rolex sports watches, they're all made of 904L stainless steel. I've mentioned this in the past in previous videos, but to go over it again briefly, it's a very high grade of steel that is often used in high technology, aerospace and chemical industries, where maximum resistance to corrosion is essential. So 904L steel is extremely resistant and highly polishable. Clearly, for a watch, if you send it off for a service and you need some dings or swirls or scratches polished out, then this steel is going to really react well to that and should come up, well, does come up looking brand new. Now, moving on to the bracelet, it comes with an oyster bracelet, which is really exceptional. It is so incredibly comfortable. It screams of high quality when you handle these modern Rolexes. The bracelet and clasp are so nice. In fact, I would say that Rolex probably leads the field when it comes to watch bracelets and clasps. No other brand really comes close. I've had Breitlings and Omegas, and the bracelets are top drawer as well. Don't get me wrong, but there's something about these modern Rolexes that they really are fantastic. And this particular one comes with an Easy Link extension, which allows the user to increase the bracelet length by 5mm if required. So on a hot day, if your wrist swells and you want a bit of room with your bracelet, you just undo the clasp, undo the Easy Link, which opens it up by 5mm, and there you go. So it's a fantastic feature, and it really is a great real feature of this watch is that the bracelet is so comfortable. But again, this isn't really unique to an Explorer. All the modern sports Rolexes are fantastic when it comes to their bracelets and clasp. So moving on to what's inside the watch. Rolex call it their 3187 movement, which is a self-winding mechanical movement and is obviously all in-house made by Rolex. The functions of this particular watch include hour, minute and second hand, along with the date and GMT function. This movement is fitted with a paramagnetic blue parachrome hairspring and Paraflex shock absorbers, which offer both greater resistance to shocks and to extreme conditions. In the time I've had this watch, which is just over 4 weeks, I've found this movement to be particularly accurate. I've had no issues with it at all. And it is a certified chronometer, as with all Rolex watches. So moving on to the bezel of this watch. It has a 24-hour display on the stainless steel bezel, which is in a fixed position so it doesn't rotate, like the GMT Masters or the Submariner. Rolex claim that this enables the user to distinguish the hours of the day from the hours of the night, and could be essential for those who venture into environments where the days are plunged into darkness. If you're an explorer and you're in a cave, or if you're in a place where the sun never sets, for example, the polar regions during the summer. So moving on then, I've just put a picture of the new model which I've got, which is on the right hand side with the orange GMT hand, and the older version, which I ran from, I could be wrong on this, approximately 89 up until 2010, 2011. But anyway, moving on. So this model, Explorer 2, has been produced actually by Rolex since 1971. In 2011, the model I've bought was introduced, and it marked the 40th anniversary of this particular model. The case increased in size from 40mm to 42. For me, I've got massive wrist, but I embrace, I like the increase in size. I don't mind the 42. I know a lot of people have criticised the move, but I think it's a good move from Rolex. I like the bigger size. The reason behind this was to improve legibility, which I get completely, and I think it certainly does that. The hands have also been enlarged, which again, it does improve legibility. There's no two ways about that. People again have criticised the hands, saying that they're too fat. I've read comments where people say it looks like a clown's watch. In person, trust me, I think the pictures don't really do this model justice. You've got to handle it, you've got to wear it. I think the presence on the wrist, with it now being 42mm, is fantastic. It's incredibly comfortable, and I love that GMT hand, and that's possibly the most distinctive thing about this new model. The change was that the new orange GMT hand, which mirrors the Explorer 2 of 1971, which is also known as the McQueen watch, and those first Explorer 2s go for big money now, in excess of £10,000. So moving on to my actual watch, this is a few video clips of my actual Explorer 2. I was in the market for a Rolex sports watch, and you are in the modern day quite sport for choice really with these. I like the green Submariner, the Sea Dweller, the black and blue GMT. There are so many exceptional modern Rolexes, it can sometimes be hard to choose one. If you've just got the money for one, it can be quite tricky. For various reasons I got this really. I've already got a no-date sub, so that ruled out the sub. I've had a GMT in the past. Didn't like the PCL links, the polished centre links, so I flipped it. I've always admired this particular model, the Explorer 2. I've loved both the black and the white dials. However, I've always preferred the white dial. I was tempted to go for the older model. However, prices have risen dramatically in Europe for that model over the past 6 months, and I thought for an extra £1,500 I could bag myself a brand new one. I prefer the larger size. I like the orange GMT hand. The bracelet and clasp is a massive upgrade. Add to that the 5-year warranty and the experience of owning a new watch, with your name on that Rolex card, and the authorised dealer experience of going in and buying a Rolex, I thought was well worth it. I'm adamant that Rolex prices will hike, they will increase in the UK by Christmas. I know they've been saying that, since 2012 now, but I'm sure it will happen with Brexit and the weaker pound. I've really admired this watch from afar for a long time. When I actually tried it on, I immediately fell in love with it. To me, the size is perfect. The dial is really unique and gorgeous. It has all the functions you could need, and in my humble opinion, it's reasonably priced. For $5,350, you're getting a sports Rolex with hours, minutes, seconds, date, and GMT function, with the added shock absorbers. I think is a really good deal. When this watch was initially released in 2011, it was actually £5,530, and Rolex reduced the price last year, 2015. I was told this was down to a pricing error. Again, I'm not sure if this is accurate or not. Allegedly, to change the Rolex brochures to correct the price for the Explorer 2 would have cost too much, so they just kept it at that price. Who knows if that's an urban legend or not, or whether, is it true? I don't know. It is odd that they reduced the price, because they haven't done that with any other sports models. For me, this watch is definitely a keeper. I know I'll never sell it. I've worn it every day since I bought it now for 4 weeks, and it goes perfectly with everything. Suit, shorts and t-shirt, swimming pool, beach, perfect for everything. Gym. It can be your only watch. I've had quite a few comments by people about it who don't really know their watches. I can only assume the white face catches people's attention more than the dark coloured dial. I love the fact that this watch is the only Rolex model. There's a 42mm. I for one think that Rolex could do with bumping up the sizes a little bit for other models like the GMT. I think it would work brilliantly. I love this white dial, the crisp white dial. And with the Milgauss being phased out now, the only other white dial will be a Daytona. The orange GMT hand is a great move by Rolex, tipping the hat really to the original model, the McQueen. I've never seen one of these out in the wild. I've never seen anyone else wear one of these when I've been out and about. But what I will say is most ADs will have these stocked in the window. I don't think they sell particularly fast. Certainly not as fast as other models like the subs and the GMTs. But don't get me wrong, that they do sell, just not as quick as the others. the white dial, I mean, look, if you look at that white dial in the daylight, it's so gorgeous. Um, and you know, the lume on the dial is great. The chromolite is fantastic as well. The legibility, I think you'll agree, is second to none on this watch. It really is, in my eyes, perfect. It has everything. So would I recommend this watch to someone new to watches? Yes, I would. If you can afford it and want one watch that will serve you through your life, which has pedigree, top quality design and materials, exceptional residual value. And if you're looking to keep one watch, you know, over a long period of time, then this is a great choice. And don't get me wrong, it will not be to some people's taste. The white dial, the big hands, the orange GMT hand, these are all design features which will divide opinion. However, if you're one of the lucky ones like me who loves all of these design features, then you really can't go wrong with this model. It is a wonderful watch. My favourite in my collection, which I can only see myself loving more and more over time. Now, if you look at the current used market for the Explorer 2, you're looking at about £4,500 for a used one, maybe 3-4 years old, and that'll be from a dealer. If you are lucky, you might be able to find one private sale, maybe on eBay, for sort of the 4,000 mark, but that really will be sort of the bottom price, especially with the new price increase, which everyone in the business is expecting. People are happy to hold on to their watches and not drop them for a quick sale. Again, this, it might be nonsense, it might be sales talk, but I think it's fair to say it's been long overdue, the price increase, and I would not be surprised if we have one before Christmas. But yeah, take a pinch of salt with that, because again, salesmen have been saying that for a couple of years now. My personal opinion, it will increase. What I will say is, if you have a heart set on one watch, this particular watch, but you're just unsure whether to commit, I would say go for it. This watch has been out for 5 years. It's never been cheaper. Even if you pay retail, which I know a lot of you out there wouldn't dream of doing, you won't lose much on it if you are planning to keep it for say 5-10 years. If you sell it on in 10 years time, you'll at least get your money back. Clearly not an investment, but it's nice to know you can enjoy something for 10 years and get your money back. Well, I think I'll wrap it up now. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I have been pretty bad at updating my videos on a regular basis. I'm going to try and update or do a video about watches, which is obviously clearly a big passion of mine, at least one a week from now on. I've tried to sort of make this video a little bit more professional, and I hope you enjoy it. Some of the pictures I've taken of the watch in my garden it came out really well, in my opinion. But yeah, if you like the video, then please like it, and please add any comments or questions. I love sort of interacting with you guys and girls, and it's pretty cool that we can sort of share this passion really by using YouTube. Thanks again, everyone. Cheers.